Hello, I'm Brennan Way. You're listening to Simple as ABD. As the title so clearly suggests, each episode of the show features conversations based around subjects beginning with a certain letter of the alphabet. That's not like QI. QI actually makes money. Each week I'll have a range of words written on a whiteboard as prompts, but the chat could go anywhere. This week we're indulging in some ease, so we could explain the work of Einstein, elaborate on our education, end extinction, and express some emotions while eating elevenses. The show will be excellent, exquisite, and electrifying in enchilada. Let's meet my guest. It's everyone! But they couldn't come. So is the exceptionally eloquent and entertaining Chris Walsh!
Hello, Brendan.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Cool. First question. Europe. You've been to a lot of it. What was your favourite bit?
My favourite bit of Europe is actually Berlin. And
Okay.
not just because I went with you.
Favouriteist to ring me up before we start.
Yeah, no. I want to be your favourite guest. So.
Sure, okay.
No, my favourite... actually, I've got a few favourite bits of Europe.
No, that's fine.
It depends what you... Because for experience, E-word,
Yep.
for experience, my favourite part of Europe was Berlin. And the culture, the history,
Cheap beer.
the cheap beer, the boot of beer, and...
Yeah, how much was it, like 2 litres or something? 2 pints?
It was 2 litres.
2
They don't
litres
do
in a boot.
pints.
Right.
Yeah, for all that was amazing. I also love Verona in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
No. As a culture thing, I really enjoyed Verona. And I really loved Berlin as well.
Yeah, I like Berlin because we were walking from a day out and like there was a concert going on and people were gathered in the street to hear it. You know, they didn't have tickets, but the streets were lined, people on deck chairs and outside cafes, just free entertainment. It was really lovely.
Was that when we did the walking tour?
Yes.
Yeah, I was looking
That's
for
quite
ice
something.
cream at the time.
Gelato.
Gelato!
Well, a few things we could say. I spoke very little German there.
I was alright by the end of the week. I could order things.
Yeah.
Couldn't have a conversation with anybody if they weren't off script.
Off script.
Yeah, I had kind of a play-by-play of this is what I'll say and this is what they'll reply. This is what I'll say.
This
to
is
that,
the only
and this
answer.
Is, yeah.
They will never refuse me. They will have had cake and ice cream.
If I phrase this correctly, this is the only way that they can answer. But I think the only time it worked well was in the ice cream shop near a star hostel.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kind of messed up because I ordered in German.
Yep.
And then asked for Italian flavours, and so I got confused.
Yes. Well, I was in France last summer, and Grandad was asked questions in French and managed to say a combination of Spanish and English. So they would have been very confused in that encounter. Nobody wins.
Nobody wins.
Greece?
Oh yeah, I went to Greece as well.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. You were teasing us before you went to Berlin that you were already on holiday in Greece.
Yeah.
So it's like, alright.
But I went to a part of Greece. There wasn't a city or
It's fine. Cities aren't the only thing in Europe.
No, I know, but I prefer cities because I prefer the culture of it. This was the
yeah.
first time I ever been on a holiday where I kind of just relaxed the entire time.
Really? What,
Yeah.
the rest is all business?
No, the rest wasn't all business. It was every other holiday I've done. It's always wake up at 8:30, go out, go and do something like
Yeah,
go to a theme park, go out shopping.
If you're in something cultural, you want to see the
Yeah,
sights,
exactly.
you want to yeah, Berlin's not touristy in that respect.
No,
Not go to the beach.
but Greece was very much wake up, head down to the beach, wake up, head down to the pool, wake up, head down to the bar. They had a floating
Did you just
bar.
fall asleep wherever you went?
No, I didn't. I read.
Right, a floating bar.
They had.
What, like on
they
a
had a
boat?
bar. No, they had a bar in the pool.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Supported by dinghies.
Like one of the walls
Yeah.
to the swimming pool was a bar, and then you could swim up. A swim up bar. That's what I meant.
Right.
Not a floating bar.
That would be impressive. A levitating bar.
So yeah, you could swim up and still be in the water and everything and have a beer.
Is it wise to swim while you're inebriated?
I only have one.
How many
I only did
drownings
it
were
once.
there in the week?
Yeah, that was a really cool experience, a really different experience. First time I've ever just kind of chilled
Right,
out
yeah.
on a holiday rather than walking everywhere and trying to see as much as possible. I think,
Sure.
which was interesting. It was really good, but I would still probably say Berlin.
Yeah. Well, our most frequent holiday is, because half American, we go over every other year to Chicago. But that's not really a holiday because it's more like a tour. Because, you know, you're there so little, you have to pretty much see everyone. Oh, Mum's best friend, oh, grandparents, oh, uncle, oh, yeah, everyone. Let's go see our uncle's work colleagues and charm them with our accents. It's quite exhausting.
Charm them with your accent.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm British.
Yes. Why don't you speak like the movies?
because I'm not that British.
Nobody really speaks like that.
No, I don't know. I think we could. Those Americans that we met in the bar were pretty happy with our accents.
Yeah?
But they seemed quite charmed. They found us
It's
interesting.
a nice warm accent.
It is. Plus, we speak it quite well, because we both have good educations.
Yeah.
Another E word. I'm on
Yes,
fire.
yes. I love it how people treat this like a competition. Like, whenever they have a word with the right letter, they are so pleased with themselves.
I just want to be Irwin.
Irwin was impressive because he, through chance and through picking loads of stuff on the board, managed to do quite a lot.
Yeah, okay.
It's like the only time you'll be conscious about what you're saying.
I always remember the story of Callum told us about the time when he made it all of his pupils write a short story, but they weren't allowed to use the letter E.
Ooh.
And one guy didn't show up to that class, and he apologised to Callum, and it wasn't. Callum read it and thought, okay, he's apologised, and then read it again and realised he'd written the entire apology email without using the letter E.
Ooh.
Which is really cool.
Wow, sorry, doesn't have any.
Yeah, no, but he wrote. I think the task was they had to write 250 words and 250 words exactly. And the guy had written an apology email, 250 words exactly, without using the letter E.
Email again, E. I am sorry for not turning up at your class. See, I can do this.
Alright,
I'm not
that's
going
your
to try.
challenge
It'll be a very dull podcast, so it's just me writing down and counting it. To Callum, easy. Right, so you want to beat Irwin's E words?
This isn't a competition. I probably shouldn't be trying to beat Irwin.
Oh, we're old film show colleagues.
Yeah.
You could try and
I'm surprised you didn't get him in for D, just so he could speak about Die Hard. Actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, we've got enough footage of him doing that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, D was down.
That makes sense.
Yeah, whereas E for Chris Walsh doesn't...
I don't have an E anywhere in my name. I have one in
Oh yeah, and Christopher. I won't credit you to Christopher, just to use the E.
Just capitalise the E, no
Yeah.
other letter.
Yeah, like it's a Christ, E-R. Like, well, I forgot the off.
Yeah, Krista.
Christoph, Waltz. I'm getting through to Christoph Waltz. That's not you. That's your German name.
That is my German name. It's actually my name in German, which really amuses me. Every time he's in a film, he's like, that's my name in German.
You do good work.
He does do very good work. I enjoy his work.
No, you do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, I try. I play an exceptionally good 50-plus German man. Because mine's a very biblical name, mine's pretty much the same.
Christopher in the Bible?
St. Christopher.
What's he do?
Patron saint of transportation, which is pretty cool.
Does he make the trains run on time?
No, he carried Jesus across a river. The thing is, like, it sounds really lame in retrospect. Like, that's all he did.
Well, how deep is the river?
Yeah, exactly. He was apparently about 7.5 feet tall.
Ooh.
Like,
which you were trying to aim.
I'm going to reach it eventually.
You think you're still growing?
Yeah. I'm not.
Platform shoes, you'll be
yeah, but yeah, and so he became the patron saint of transportation because he carried Jesus, and that's what Christopher means, carrier of Christ.
Whoa, oh, I guess, yeah. Can't spell Christopher without spelling Christ. Okay. Why did Christ mean carrying across the river?
For banter.
Right. So he wasn't like knocked out or something?
I have no idea. I've not read the Bible. I don't know the logistics behind it. I just know that is why he's called Christopher.
Yeah. David Suchet's doing an audiobook about why
David Suchet's doing an audiobook of the Bible.
I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to... I don't know. I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to access it.
If you touch the Bible, you just burst into flames. Is it that kind of deal?
No, it's just... I'm reading David Jason's autobiography, and that's quite interesting. So I'm reading that ahead of the Bible. It's not one of the 50 books to read before you die.
What, the Bible or
David
Jason's?
David Jason's book should be on there.
Wow, you said that creepily. Like trying to hypnotise the people listening to this to kind of make them... Do you work for David Jason now? Is that what you do?
I wish. No, I've just got a friend into my sore throat.
Although, thinking about it, the amount of people that I've kind of convinced to read David Wong's This Book is Filled with Spiders, I should probably work for David Wong. Because I've done really good promotion work. About 6 people who I've told about the book are now reading it.
Yes, but do they buy their own copy or do you lend them a copy?
No, they buy their own copy.
Oh, yep, so you are racking up your sales.
Exactly.
So David Wong, if you're listening,
David Wong, if you're listening,
I was procrastinating for
Yeah.
cracked articles. What
Very.
do people who don't write for cracked do to procrastinate? Because you procrastinate by reading cracked articles. What do the people who write cracked articles do to procrastinate?
Inject heroin? I'm not really sure.
David Wong, give Chris royalties and well, someone give royalties, would just be give him a free copy and
I've already got the book.
Right.
I don't need another one.
Signed copy.
Signed copy of it.
Yeah.
I have done good work though, I think.
Yeah.
I've promoted it very well.
Yeah. If you're looking to be employed,
Yeah.
So David Wong, phone him up. We're on different continents, but whatever.
I'll be your head of English.
English sales.
Yeah, English sales. I can do that. I'll be good at that.
Yeah.
They have just released a new copy, actually, of his book with the first few chapters of his new book, which I really want.
Oh, so that's like a teaser trailer for a book.
Kind
That's
of.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
We'll
really...
show you 10 minutes of Harry Potter if you can watch the Muppets. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, Marvel does that, essentially, don't they? We'll show you 30 seconds of the next film if you come and watch an hour and 50
Yeah, but you
minutes
don't
of
expect
this
it from
film.
a book.
I think you should. I think books are quite clever if they do that.
Yeah, books now do trailers and movie-esque posters.
There
Like, what
are-
is this? What is this time film? What's a book? I'm really confused now.
Yeah, it really confuses me as well. Because then I always think, oh, so it's a film that's being made from a book. No, it's just a book.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite hard to see an advert for a book.
Yeah, it's a really odd experience.
You just see a WH Smith and they show you the latest books and show pictures, but how do you advertise individual books?
I don't know. I always go on books from people telling me about them. I go
sure.
on recommendation. Or I kind of just pick one up and take it home.
What, from the street? People leave them around.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Swindon, yeah. No, if I go into Waterstones or something, there's a book that's being
You do
sold
pay
there.
for it, right? You
Yeah,
just
no,
pick
I
it
don't
up
just
and-
kind of...
That will do, bye!
I think I would be hunted down by somebody.
Waterstone's that strict.
No, we have a mutual friend who used to work in Waterstones
Okay.
who would probably chase me down if I ever
Not
stole
that a
a
good
book.
friend then. I think Chris
That's
can keep
please.
this one.
It's,
Oh, it's fine, we want to get rid of them.
yeah, I don't really know. I'm kind of just looking at the board now and trying to think of how I can use the other E words.
Well, each of them link to a question, you don't need
Oh,
to
do they?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
trying to weave a sentence using some of the words. I thought that was part of it.
Elephants are evil when they're early elves. No, you pick prompts and it'll lead to a question.
Okay. I'm going to pick embarrassment.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
See, I knew that was going to be a question. Why did I pick that?
Some of them aren't too clever questions.
No.
Some are misdirections.
Okay. See, I was hoping that would be a misdirection. That it would be kind of like, what's the most embarrassing thing you've heard of somebody ever doing? Okay.
Well, you can do that if you want.
No, I'll
Relay the
I'll answer
embarrassing
the
events
question.
of your friends.
Embarrassing. I kind of don't get embarrassed that easily.
Cool.
There are a lot of situations where I probably should be embarrassed. In first year, I performed part of the barbershop group that I was a part of. We did a medley of Michael Jackson songs. And
Right, so far not embarrassing. That's quite a
No,
skill.
no. It was a really good number, but myself and the director and a few other people at the same time as trying to learn that, we were also performing in High School Musical.
Well, that's embarrassing in
No,
itself.
that wasn't embarrassing because that was ridiculously good fun. But it meant that we didn't have really any time to rehearse.
Yep.
And we ended up learning it and singing it in about 2 weeks. And in that time, the director of it at that point decided it'd be a really good idea for me to sing Thriller.
Yeah, okay.
The Thriller bit
Challenging.
in my falsetto. And so we were up there and we were singing it, we were getting through it, and it was sounding alright. The thing about Barbershop, they were always highly entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we never did anything people didn't think, I really enjoyed that actually.
Oh, the barbershop quartets and groups are generally fun. I can't think
Yeah.
of, like, you don't have them at funerals. We're sorry, we're sorry.
But yeah, so we got to the bit where it all kind of breaks down and it goes into about 4 different Michael Jackson songs at the same time.
Ooh.
And my bit, I had to hit this really high note of Thriller.
Sure.
And I'm not going to attempt it now because I've just had tea
That
with
would
milk
break the
in.
mic.
And yeah,
You just said tea with milk. What's that got to do with it?
milk clogs up your...
Right.
So you can't sing as well. Shouldn't drink dairy or eat dairy
Right,
before performing. This is one of the quintessential rules of
Insider
performance.
tip,
Yeah.
insider tip.
And it's also really, if you've got like a sore throat or something, don't eat chocolate. or anything like that.
Whoops.
Because, so all you want to do is eat chocolate.
Yeah.
Or drink
Well,
tea.
I've got a chocolate champagne bottle that was given at graduation.
So you just immediately think, oh, I've got a bit of a cold coming, I'm going to kick back and eat an entire chocolate champagne bottle.
I have eaten
like
most of
my
it in about 2
grandmother
days.
did.
What?
I don't know. I'm just assuming this is some kind of tradition that's been passed down throughout your family to cure a cold.
I wasn't doing it to cure a cold, just there was a snack I had nearby.
That's fair enough. Okay.
Right,
so
middle of the song.
Yeah, so in the middle of the song, and we get to the thriller bit, and I don't know, it kind of went 12-year-old boy singing in a
Is this
opera.
pre-voice breaking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, my voice broke. And so I proceeded to
in this metaphor, that isn't literally the first time your voice broke. Your voice broke at uni, that would be embarrassing.
Yeah, that would be. No. Yeah, so my voice broke, and so I go... and then kind of everybody just went at that point. And my sister, who is a trained opera singer, was sat in the audience, and she found it the funniest thing that she had ever heard in her life. I have no idea if there's a recording of it out there. I kind of would love to see it, just for the sheer comedy factor of it, because it was, looking back on it, at the time I was mortified.
Yeah. Probably on YouTube, epic fails.
Yeah. At the time I was mortified. I sat down and I could feel how hot my face was and everything. Yeah. But no, looking back on it now, it's quite funny. I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
That's the great thing about embarrassment.
Yeah.
It feels terrible at the time, but in retrospect, you've got an anecdote.
Yeah, exactly. There's a story in this.
Yeah. Eventually, a distant friend will ask me to relay it on a podcast.
Yeah. I'm not immune to embarrassment. That's not the right word. But, no, because I'm not...
Well, it's not like a
I get
disease.
embarrassed sometimes, but I'm not easily embarrassed.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, the performing arts have to do some ridiculous things.
Exactly. I think performing as much as I have kind of has immunised me against embarrassment. So I'm kind of happy to do anything. That came out like euphemism. Yeah.
You're bulletproof.
Yeah. This isn't something that people should now try and challenge me on, but I'm kind of happy against it.
So, you'll be employed to give out flyers whilst dressed as a chicken. Won't be embarrassed.
I used to hold a sign on a main road. Yep. This was when I was 15. I used to hold a sign on a main road directing people to a showroom house. I used to get paid £50 for 4 hours work.
That's
very
good.
Obviously 15. I used to do this on Saturday and then Sunday, so I get £100 working for a weekend.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a sweet job.
Yeah, it's like 5 times minimum wage.
Yeah, I know. That was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before
the recession.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say it's like an embarrassing sign.
No, it wasn't an embarrassing sign.
Just no.
You got a lot of people kind of honking at you and kind of going, ah! And this was Swindon. I was genuinely afraid of being stabbed.
We're advertising a nice place. What do you want to do something like that for? That's how they talk in Swindon.
That is definitely not how they talk in Swindon. You're not allowed to visit.
Well, I wouldn't do that voice.
Just leave you alone for 5 minutes and come back. You're entertaining a crowd.
Don't go to Paris and go, this is wonderful.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with embarrassment.
So you'd happily go to do the sign again?
I'd do the sign again for £50 for 4 hours work. Happily.
Might be too tall for the sign now.
Yeah.
If you're holding it against your head, they wouldn't be able to see it.
That was a very big sign. Feels like ages ago. I'm so old.
Well, yeah, you just had a birthday. It's like 7 years ago since you were 15.
Oh, wow. Right, next. On to Entourage.
If you had an entourage, what would you have them do? You're famous enough or important enough to warrant some people. Give some people. What do they do?
Is an entourage just kind of like a group of friends that kind of hang out with you all the time?
Sort of. It's also like assistants and, big stars like Beyonce would get them to do like different things.
Well,
like
depending
make sure the
on
carpets are done.
Alright, tell me what I'm famous for.
Music. You've taken Barbershop Professional and tour around the world.
Okay. Surely the members of Barbershop would then be my entourage.
No, because they're also the talent, so to speak.
Okay, so they would have their own entourages.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well then it would be kind of like getting them to organise potential gigs and
okay. So your entourage
appearances.
Your entourage would be your PA and dates and travel. Yeah, that's basic. That's what you'd need them for. Sure.
If they're cool, maybe we could go paintballing.
Yeah, you versus the entourage, or mix it up.
The thing that I'd really want to do if I had like all the money in the world is I would pay somewhere like Fort Park a lot of money to grant me full access to Fort Park for a day, like with the rides operational and everything. Like, grant me full access with a group of friends and things. And then...
Or just privately book it.
Yeah, but then go paintballing in the theme park. Like, and you're allowed to paintball while on the rides and things as well. All against all.
Wow.
Deathmatch. And so you've got free reign of the park, and when it's over, you just pay them and like close for a day. Here's the take of what you'd make in that day, and then here's the money to clean up all the paintballs. So you've got that going for you.
Do you think that's the next paintball episode of Community?
No, they've said they'll never do another one.
Alright, okay.
Although I wrote one that they should do.
You wrote one?
When in second year in Bernard's scriptwriting class, did you have to do the exercise where he said just write your own version of one of your favourite sitcoms?
I really can't remember doing a lot of exercises.
No,
in
me neither.
Class.
This was one of the only ones I remember doing.
So you wrote
I wrote my own kind of plot synopsis for a paintball episode, which was called Saving Private Abed, which was a World War II drama based in the Greendale campus, and it's all about Troy and Jeff trying to make their way through the college to save Abed, to pull him out of the game. And so I wrote that. Like the first scene of that, and you know the Saving Private Ryan, you've got the initial kind of Omaha Beach. 20 minutes, yeah. I wrote the opening version of that, but a paintball version, and there's a guy called Garrett who was just ridiculous in every episode that he appears in, and I just had him with loads of paint just flowing out of his stomach and him trying to put the paint back inside himself. Sure. Yeah, that's one of the... Dan Harmon, if you're listening. Yeah. David Wong, if you're listening. This guy. Hey, employ him. Alright, shall I pick another one? Yep. Let's go for Everest. What's the closest you've got to climbing a mountain? The closest I've got to climbing a mountain? Yeah. Have you been near one and gone, maybe not? No, I've never been near a mountain. I've been near some pretty big hills. Winchester is all hills. Yeah, Winchester is all hills, and I live on the only hill in Swindon. The only hill? Is that a tourist attraction? There's like 3 hills in Swindon, and I live on one of them. Okay, so not the only hill, there's 3 hills. It's a 3-hill town. I don't think I've ever been near a mountain. Oh, no, wait, I have. I've climbed a mountain. Okay. The Atlas Mountains in Morocco. Oh, cool. Yeah, I went on a school trip to Morocco when I was 15. Really? Yeah. Why did they take you to Morocco? It was a geography trip, and every other year they do a trip to a very hot climate, and then 2 years later they do a trip to a very cold climate. Right, North Pole, everyone! Let's see Santa! I went to Iceland. Okay. When I was 17. Good deals on fishing. Yeah, very good. But when I was 15, I went to Morocco, and we stayed in the Sahara Desert one night, which was really cool. How? Like a tent? Yeah, you ride out into the Sahara Desert on a camel. You went on camels? I went on a camel. Cool. And then you stay in a tent. They kind of do a whole big thing. They do it really traditionally. They cook you dinner and things. And they're in your entourage. Yeah, and then you spend the night in the desert, which is really cool. Well, yeah, deserts at night are cool. In the morning, I woke up really early with a really good friend of mine and our teacher, and we climbed up to the top of one of the sand dunes that was quite near us. What did everyone else do? They were all asleep. This was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Alright, you didn't just abandon No, we... You woke up and went, Teacher? No? There were a couple more teachers. This was just one guy. One guy, 30 kids. We climbed up to the top of the sand dune and watched the sunrise, which was really amazing. Wow. In the Sahara Desert. And then it suddenly got really hot and you're like, this is bad. Where are my shades? Oh, God. But while we were there, we went up into the Atlas Mountains one day, and we went and stayed in a place called the Casbah. Did it rock? We did not rock the Casbah, no. It was a long journey up there, and then we had to walk the final bit. We loaded up our bags onto a donkey and walked up the rest of the mountain, and then we stayed in this place. There's a place on top? Yeah, that's the Casbah. Oh, right, okay. I can't remember for the life of me what it was like, if it was nice or... No. But did you see the sun from the top? I can't really remember, actually, thinking about it. Well, you barely remembered you did it, so no. Yeah. But yes! Because I have a mountain! Sorry, mountain! You said mountain, yes. What's a fountain? Have you ever climbed a fountain on a drunken night out? No. Have you seen the things to do in Winchester before you leave university? No. One of them...
I probably haven't done a lot of them.
No, me neither. But inside the army barracks, there's a fountain thing.
Oh, yes,
One of the things is to go skinny dipping in there. And I can't see that being fun.
Nah. Well, not now it's winter. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I've ridden on the naked horse.
Yeah, I've done the horse. I've ridden on the horse.
With the naked man.
With
it's a
the
statue.
naked
Whatever way you phrase
Yeah.
it doesn't sound good.
No, there's no way to do this without euphemism implied. There's quite a substantial list, and I can't remember all of it.
Sure. We've wasted our time here.
We have wasted our
Let's
time.
go, let's go!
I've probably done some things that aren't on the list.
We should play
That should be on the
outdoors.
list.
We've done things that aren't on the list.
Yeah.
Ruined thriller.
Ruined thriller for everybody.
No one wants to hear it ever again. You mention it in barbershop and you make it, oh, not trying that again.
No, there's nobody left in barbershop now who performed that.
Oh, okay.
I was the only person
So it's-
left in it
right.
that was there for that.
So it's not even a stuff of
performance.
legend.
They all know the story.
Oh, so it has sort of.
Yeah,
lived
it
on.
kind of lives on.
You know, they can't have a drunk night and
No.
it's like, let me regale the tale, I was there.
Why are they pirates? Can I ask that? Is that?
Pirates are good at singing? I don't know.
I have no idea. Right, shall I pick another one?
Yeah.
Expert.
Are you an expert in anything?
Back to the Future.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I know so much about those films.
Did you see the live tweet they were doing? They were like live tweeting the film
No.
from several different character accounts.
That's so cool.
That
No, I
is
didn't see
really
that.
cool. Yeah, it's the Hill Valley Project. Look it up on Twitter.
Oh, I'll have to have a look.
It's a list of several characters.
Okay, I'll have a look.
That was the first film I saw in 2011. That's pretty sweet. It's like shown on ITV. And then I watched the next two the next day. So it's like, that's how I kickstarted that year. It's brilliant.
Back to the Future was the first film I remember watching and loving and thinking, I really love films.
Well, we went on the ride in Florida before we'd seen the actual film.
Yeah.
Apparently we walked past the train and I didn't know.
I had seen the first film
Mhm.
for Back to the Future a week before I went to Florida for
Oh,
the first
cool.
time.
Whoa.
And I went on that ride and I told my dad how much I loved Back to the Future and how much I loved the ride and everything, and so he bought me a model DeLorean.
Yes.
And I still have my model DeLorean that sits on top of my bookcase.
Yeah, we've got one on our mantelpiece. My brother thought it was a toy. It's not.
Mine is a toy. Mine's kind of like a remote control DeLorean that you can drive around.
Sounds awesome!
And you press a button and it goes up on a little plinth and the wheels fold out so it looks like it's hovering.
Yeah, yeah.
But it broke a long time ago, so now it's just a model. I really want one of the
All
actual...
models are just broken toys.
Yes. But, yeah. I would say I'm an expert on John Dies at the End, and this book is filled with spiders. Literally only because I kind of
Come on, David One.
Yeah!
Come on.
This is
Pick
the
him up on
second
this.
time I've name-dropped your books now. Yeah, I read This Book is Filled with Spiders when I was in Greece, and I finished it the second day I was there.
Wow.
And I kind of then went...
Sign of a good book, don't put it down. Finish it.
It was the only book I brought with me, though. And so I kind of sat there and was like, well, my girlfriend is over there reading her books, and I've got nothing to do. So I'm going to read it again. And I read it 2 more times on that holiday to entertain myself. And then I got back and left it for a week, and then read it again.
Why all your books been stolen?
Yeah, no, I just love the book that much, and there are just so many fantastic bits in it that I kind of, and now I have a really weird knowledge of it. But I don't have any skills that, like, I'm an expert at that can actually get me a job. So,
No, but guitar's useful.
yeah.
It's good you stuck with that.
Yeah, I kind of had the phase when I was a teenager where I was like, if I play guitar, then it might help me get a girlfriend thing. That every guy in my secondary school went through at some stage.
Yeah. I've sat through entire open mics here that are acoustic guitars and they're just cutting songs. It's like, this is not interesting. Although occasionally we've had like harps and keyboards.
That's
It's
pretty
really
cool. I've
interesting,
never
yeah.
heard of a harpist at an open mic.
No, that's pretty special.
But-
But yeah, guitar's the go-to cool instrument.
Yeah, guitar is, and it never once helped me pick up a girl.
Were you carrying it around constantly going,
No.
Look at this, look at this. You don't want me to serenade them, I wrote them a song.
I'm gonna chase you.
What? That'd be terrifying.
Chase you singing. But yeah, everybody else in school kind of gave it up.
And you stuck with it,
I
didn't
stuck with it because it was fun. I enjoyed it, and eventually it kind of got me some cool things playing to a sold-out theatre, which is
Wow.
always interesting.
How big was the theatre?
Well, it's the Theatre Royal.
Oh, wow, cool. Oh, you mean as
uh,
part of the ensemble for...
Yeah, and then in Hair.
Oh yeah, cool. So I'm putting it like a solo gig.
No.
Chris Walsh plays the classics.
No, I don't really have any expertise other than those.
You beat me in that you've learned the stuff of a musical instrument. I can't do that. My special skill is dance.
You're a very good dancer.
Yeah, very few people dance, they just do little timid hand gestures.
Yeah. You kind of go all out. And,
yeah.
Should we go back to embarrassment for a second?
I'm not embarrassment.
I am.
I'm very proud. I was at a student union event and I was dancing so energetically on like no drinks or anything, and 3 times I was asked, "What are you on?"
Yeah, was that a Shapes?
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah, that was
just high on life. I just really their stuff was
yeah.
but it had a beat, so I could throw myself into it.
No, I remember that night. That was the night where me and Abby and Simon got the whole of the Shapes dance floor doing the same moves because we were up on the stage and we all just started copying one another. I started doing something and Abby and Simon started copying me, and then loads of other people that were up on stage started copying us as well. Sure. And then eventually the whole of the SU was doing the same thing as us. And we were like, this is like about 150 people doing what we're doing. And we started it. Essentially that day we started a cult. That's how I like to think of it.
Sure. Say a room full of people doing the same moves. You know what it reminds me of? Thriller.
Brilliant. I shouldn't have told you this story.
You should have done that.
I should have.
I'm just a cheap comedian that I'll pick up on a callback and go, nail that joke to the ground.
Kill it with fire. There are probably some kind of weird core museums out there. Walking around Switzerland, they have some really weird. I went to Zurich and they have some
School trip?
No, this was during the summer this year.
Right. Went to Zurich, Greece and Berlin.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, I'm going to Cologne next month.
Right.
I went to Baden-Baden as well, in Germany. And then I don't know the place in France where I went.
Right.
I had quite
nonchalant.
I had a busy summer.
I went to France as well, but I don't need to know that one.
This is the wonderful thing about my girlfriend, is that she kind of just goes, "We're going to Switzerland, do you want to come with us?" Yes I do. So we did. Yeah, that was really cool. But in Zurich,
you saw something in Zurich?
Yeah, they had kind of weird and wonderful museums for things.
Anything specific?
No, just kind of weird stuff. And it's just like, that might be interesting to look around. And of course, you've got like things in Amsterdam, like the Museum of Sex and stuff like that.
The Pencil Museum.
There is a pencil museum.
Top of Britain somewhere.
There's a spam museum in America as well.
Spam is in meat?
Yeah, spam is in the canned meat.
Why? What? How big is that exhibition?
I have no idea.
This is the different versions of our packaging.
There's a Patton Oswalt sketch about him wanting to go to the spam museum and be their first ever non-ironic customer. Because they must get so many hipsters showing up there wearing chinos and an ironic t-shirt and glasses that they don't need.
And shoes made of crates.
Yeah, and kind of walking around going, get my picture in front of the spam museum.
Instagram this.
Yeah, Instagram this. And he wanted to be the first non-ironic visitor there. Just kind of show up and be like, I'm genuinely a fan of the spam product.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Is there samples?
Right, let's go for engine.
Do you think the people behind Thomas the Tank Engine realised how frightening the faces are?
No.
Because I've been to, it's like this weird theme park where they had like life-size engines. Massive ones of those with the faces looking at you. It's terrifying, especially because the faces are pretty much fixed.
I think I'm a bit biased in this respect, only because Thomas the Tank Engine I grew up loving. I never found them scary at all. I love them.
I think it's not, in the show they're fine, but seeing them life-size...
Yeah, life-size, I could see it being a bit disconcerting.
Yeah, especially if they suddenly talk.
Yeah! Especially if they just start licking your face.
Ooh, okay.
That would be... What? You wanted to make it weird, okay? You're trying to make it weird.
No, I'm not.
You are. You're trying to ruin my childhood again.
Did you see, because Thomas and the Magic Railroad, did you see that film?
No, I've never seen it.
Apparently it's like Thomas goes into the real world, like
right.
the so dark isn't in our universe, and they find this like tunnel, they get to our world.
Okay.
It's quite mind-bending.
It sounds pretty meta. I'm not sure. That sounds weird and scary.
Yeah, that definitely sounds scary. Let's avoid that topic.
Yeah.
Considering I can't remember any details beyond what the friend told me.
Voiced by Ringo Starr.
Yeah, and then Pierce Brosnan was a guest at one point.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. Alright. I thought my Ringo Starr
I'm pretty sure you're the one who told me the Pierce Brosnan thing.
Was I?
Yeah.
I have facts that I like sharing and then forget about them, and people relay them to me, and I'm like, wow, that's cool. I'll tell that to other people, and so it just becomes a vicious circle, really.
Right, so in a couple of months, I'll just...
Yeah,
and you go, really?
In a couple of months, I'll probably come up to you and be like, did you know Pierce Brosnan once voiced character?
Yes, you told me!
No, I do that
Chris,
a lot.
do you remember you went up a mountain? What?
When? Yeah, I do that. Because I get it in my head and think, this is really cool, I need to tell people about this. And then I tell people, and they're like, you've already told me 4 times? You don't need to tell me again. Yeah. And I'm like, I forget who I tell. It's really cool, though. I thought you would enjoy it. Right, let's go on to Extraterrestrial.
An alien comes to visit. What do you show them first? Would you show them the most beautiful things? Would you show them the most bit of technology we have?
You've got to think, though, what things would it see while you were getting the really good bit of technology, or you were taking it to like the most beautiful place?
It finds a drawer, just gets an
Yeah, exactly, and it's just like, whoa! This is amazing!
Look at this action!
Wow! But imagine you just leave it alone in a room while you disappear upstairs to get your Nintendo 3DS. To show it that, because you decide that that's what it needs to see before anything else. Yeah. And your cat walks in, and the alien loves the cat.
Yeah. Do you think instinctively it would stroke it?
I think no. I'm not sure what it would try and do.
Depends what the cat's reaction is.
Yeah.
If the cat's scared,
well, if the cat likes
defensive,
it. Yeah.
That alien's going to get mauled.
I think for me personally, I would take it to a theme park and be like, let's see how you handle this.
Okay. It might have had quite a rocky flight, so being in a roller coaster, it might already have experienced that sort of turbulence.
I think it would like it. We can have candy floss, and he'll have a lovely day.
It'll be hyper on candy floss. Hopefully it won't go all War of the Worlds and ends because it gets a cold.
Yeah, that would be a sad day.
You're just sadly looking at pictures on Facebook and go...
just sad music in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favourite place in Europe, where we
You will take him to Europe.
No, I meant
girlfriend, where are we going next? So I've got another guy that can tag along.
He's a bit weird. No, I can't think of where would be really interesting to show him. I would be scared that he was like willing to double cross me, and if I took him to London, he would be like, so this is their capital. And then he would call in an airstrike. So I might try and throw him off the scent and take him to Hull and be like, this is our capital, Hull. And then when he calls in the airstrike, nobody will mind. It's Hull.
Anyone's listening to
Well, alright. To be less offensive, we'll take him to Swindon.
Yeah.
Well, he's already landed in Swindon. I'll take him into the town centre, and then I'll be like, this is our capital, Swindon.
Yeah.
And
then you would move as quickly as possible.
Well, hopefully I won't be living there by the time that the alien has landed. So
fat me, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll move them
them
out.
to
I'll text them and I'll be like, aliens are about to land in Swindon. I would leave.
Is this one of your movies again? What are you talking about?
Did you fall asleep watching Independence Day again? Yes, I did. But really, go. Right, let's go for Easter.
Does the Easter Bunny nick eggs from chocolate chickens?
Yes. Let's go for what? That's the only logical.
Yeah. Only reason why a rabbit would have chocolate eggs. Yeah. Pick another thing.
Elephants.
Is there anything you'd rather forget? Well, it turns out you forget quite a lot of things. So
yeah.
If you forget anything more, you'll be helpless.
It's not that I forget them. They kind of just disappear into the back recesses of my brain.
Yeah, sure. As the years go on, you forge new memories and new things and important. Yeah. Yeah. You can learn how to do like a tax return or something. It's not so important that you remember all the names of the Pac-Man ghosts.
Throughout my work experience, I wrote invoices every week to get paid. Then a week after I'd finished, I had to write one more invoice to get my travel expenses covered. And I had already forgotten how to do an invoice. Wow. And I didn't have my template or anything, so I had to email them and go, I think I've done it right. And they emailed me back going, you need this, and this. And I'm like, right, well, I'm just going to do this all again. But no, I have really bad memory.
So you're a model employee because they can teach you everything. you will absorb it.
Yeah.
And then gone as soon as you're
It's like some things.
You must be really good at exams. Just absorb it, gone.
The weirdest thing is when you kind of look at your shoelaces and then you kind of go, how am I supposed to tie those?
Yeah.
Which happens to me every month.
Every day I wake up and look at my socks and go, which one is left? Which is right? It does take me a while. It's like, which way does that one bend? Should the word appear on the left or the right?
I thought sock could go on any foot. I didn't know you had specific socks for specific feet. I've been putting socks on wrong for 22 years, if that's true. Are you messing with me?
No, I genuinely do think that, because I thought the heel was meant to be in a certain place. Maybe I should just be much more lax and just,
I think I've just been putting socks on wrong for 22 years.
That sounds like comfortable, not rubbing. Yeah. It should be fine. If you get loads of blisters, yes, you've been doing it wrong. But otherwise, maybe I'm just paranoid.
I think so. Let's go for exaggerations.
Exaggerating is worse than murder. Have you ever done it?
Where is this quote from? That exaggerating is worse than murder.
Just made it up.
Okay.
Sort of also, a joke.
Yeah, I got it.
Because murder is not good.
Okay. I genuinely thought that you'd stolen it.
This is my view, Chris.
Yeah, this is my view.
I'm outlining my policy.
If you have ever exaggerated, I will kill you where you stand. And when have I exaggerated?
Or murdered.
Or murdered. Well, there was a time in Tijuana.
You've been there too.
I don't know. I can't think of exaggerating too much.
It's not like a prominent memory. It's not like it's going to be linked to an event. This one time I said this play was worse than Hitler. Which is the standard internet argument.
Yeah, but once you've said that something is worse than Hitler...
That's game over.
Nobody else can say anything.
Yeah, there's nothing. You can't really argue.
Yeah. Exaggerated.
As I said, it's not going to be like a massive thing you remember. I did some really good literature, just really good metaphor and I quoted this to this.
It's the thing, because we both did a creative writing course, I don't know where the fine line between fiction and exaggeration comes in.
Yeah. Well, you can retell an anecdote to make yourself sound a lot better. Or
I think that's happened a few times.
Everyone embellishes.
Yeah, there are a few stories where every time you're with somebody and you tell the story, every time it gets a little new thing added to it.
Yeah, and a tiger was watching.
Yeah! I think that's the thing with exaggeration, so every time you tell a story, you get so rehearsed with it, then you stop even umming and ahhing about it. You can just tell it, and eventually you kind of go, oh, it would sound better if I said this.
Just to keep from being boring, you just find yourself stepping in a detail.
Yeah, and then it kind of gets to the point where you're like, well, at certain points are exaggerated. But there is I think there's a line between what is exaggeration and what is actually fiction.
Yeah.
So
exaggeration and fiction. What's the line? Discuss.
Yeah, that sounds like an essay.
That's an essay.
I don't want to write it. I don't
we'll
have to
write
an essay ever again.
Well, it's the thing. No one really unless you write a report for some official business.
Yeah.
You won't ever have to write an essay.
Oh, that's nice. Let's go for evil.
If you had to be evil, what would you do? Either a plan or a scheme?
No, not really.
Even if you were forced at gunpoint to be evil, you don't have anything.
I would not know where to begin being evil.
Okay, that's reassuring. That's a happy note.
I'm not evil, I don't think. I'm not. I can't think of anything. I'm desperately trying to pull at strings.
One time I stepped on a snail and enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't tend to invite evil people on.
No. See, most people be like, oh, I'd rob a bank, but that's not inherently evil.
No, that's just getting some capital.
Yeah, it's almost desperation that you go out and rob a bank. Evil.
You're trying to get us to pity the Joker.
Yeah, no, don't pity the Joker. The Joker
money.
is evil.
Just want face surgery to do that nasty scar out.
Oh, poor Joker. No, I'm kind of stuck on this one.
Okay, that's fine.
Can we come back to it if I think of something good later?
Right. Do you mean later in this recording, or you will phone me up and come back round?
Random record this.
Live from Swindon, Chris, by Vigilink.
What ones have we done? We haven't done Elf, have we?
No.
Oh no, let's go for Epiphany.
Okay. We're good, because the Elf one was just, have you seen an elf? The Epiphany is, have you ever had any bright ideas? If you have, you've forgotten them.
Yeah. There was one time where I froze lemonade.
Yes.
You know, you got the ice lollipop molds.
Molds, yes.
Yeah, I froze lemonade and put jelly beans in there as well. But all the jelly beans kind of sunk to the bottom. It didn't really work very well.
Well, you had like a tip that was jelly beans.
Yeah, but I was my mind was expecting them to kind of float throughout.
Yeah.
And that didn't work.
Yeah, you'd have to lay the lolly horizontal for it to sort of...
Yeah. Other than that...
Did the lolly taste good anyway?
It could have done with less jelly beans. No, the jelly beans weren't welcome. It was not a fruitful endeavour.
No.
No.
There's no fruit in jelly beans.
I don't know about any other bright ideas.
I like the lemonade lolly. I want to make that now.
Yeah, I enjoyed the lemonade lolly.
Obviously not now it's winter, but in summer, first thing I'll get a lolly mould, like a free gift from a magazine.
Or go to IKEA, they'll have cheap ones.
Ah, of course.
IKEA, the answer to all of our questions.
Where is the love?
IKEA.
Aisle 3.
Underneath the tables.
Underneath the Bjorn bookcase.
Yeah.
Hear that, IKEA? Salesman, right here. You have to fight David Wong for him now.
I think my technology diary.
In which you lived through a week without technology.
Yeah, I gave up everything bar a mobile phone that I bought for £3. My mum and my girlfriend were the only two people to have the number for that phone.
Right.
Everybody else.
You missed a lot of major parties.
Yeah, I know. But that piece of work I kind of specifically really liked and thought it was a good idea, mainly because of Glenn's comment when he said that this is like reading the diary of a recovering heroin addict.
I just want to get my internet hits. I want to be liked. I want to share. I want to retweet.
It's like, I didn't even think about that, but excellent.
Great experiment.
Yeah.
It's true. We're rarely from technology or screens.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to get bored anymore. It's just, pretend to check my texts.
That was the hardest thing about it, was the whole...
Did you get twitchy?
It wasn't because I'm constantly fidgeting anyway, but it was when you engage somebody in conversation that you know, but you don't know very well. And
I have to make eye contact.
Yeah, and you kind of walk past them and you're like, hiya, and then they stop, and then you stop, and then they ask you how you are, and you say how you are, and then you ask them how they are, and they say how they are.
That's how conversations work, yes.
After that, they kind of go, so, and at that point, in our modern day society, the best thing to do is kind of just take out your phone and pretend you got a text or a phone call, and then be like, I'm really sorry. But, yeah, if you don't have a phone to do that with, you have to just kind of
What's
really
that? Someone over there knows me? Excuse me.
You have to really awkwardly slink away. You just have to kind of be like, so, this was fun.
Bye now.
Bye. See you soon. Yeah, that wasn't that fun. That happened to me a few times that week.
Yeah.
I kind of got the hang of it, of how to get out of the situation at the end. You just lied and you said that you had somewhere to be. No, I've never seen enough.
Good, that's it. We can die happy knowing that.
Euphemism, and it's the final one.
Okay, avoiding them. Is it hard?
Wait, was that supposed to be a pun?
Yes!
Good, I'm just checking.
It's a comedy show!
Yeah, I know.
These questions are jokes.
I'm just
really
checking.
uncreative.
I didn't know whether you were... I was just checking. Avoiding euphemism. With the group of friends that we have, it's really
It's
hard.
all euphemism.
Yeah, all 3 years of university has just been filled with euphemism after euphemism.
Your mum.
Yeah, pretty much.
I did a your mum joke to my flatmate in first year. She gave me such a glare. Never did it again.
I tend to avoid those. It's really funny when you hear them come from people that you just wouldn't expect it from.
Absolutely.
And then when you twist them to make them sound really just horribly dirty, which is just even more fun.
What do you think you're going to do this edit?
Yeah. But, I think certain people just play up the euphemism more than other people, and I think within our group especially, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it's fine. We're early 20s. We can be immature. It's not like we do it in a place of work.
No. Well, even in work, though. I used to work in Costa, and that was just, like, some days, with working with certain people, we just used to have days where you couldn't say anything without it being twisted.
Well, some like it hot, froth. There's a lot of, it can get steamy. There's a lot of innuendos.
Some people, when they talk to you and like you give them the kind of euphemism banter back, they're kind of like, that's funny, that's amusing, I like
We're friends now.
Yeah, and then other people just kind of like, how dare you? And you kind of then just have to look into your coffee and go, I'm sorry, I'm ashamed of my family.
That's creepy.
Yeah. It's hard to get away from euphemisms, man. They're just everywhere. And now that we're talking about it, I'm kind of making sure I don't say anything that's too bad.
Oh, I'm trying to do the reverse and then
Yeah,
show
I know
a really
you are.
filthy one.
I can see your little mind clocking over, just ticking away.
Why do you think of back passage and that doesn't really make sense?
What? Where? I didn't once mention back passage.
I didn't say it was a callback.
Oh dear. I think that's everything on the board. Done. We've done elephants. We've done Everest. We've done evil.
Yeah, if we've done evil, we've killed people. Yeah, we've done pretty much all of those. Don't worry. Yes, you've racked up a fair few and just spontaneously in conversation they cropped up. So yeah, you might beat Noah.
I'm happy as long as I beat Noah. I never expected to beat Tosh.
That was impressive because that was off board.
Yeah, I know.
It's just naturally full of A's.
Well, he is an A, so...
Not like an A hole, you're not insulting.
No, I'm not calling Tosh an arse. I would never do that. He's far too lovely.
No, he's A star. His work is literally A star.
Yeah, damn him for being so talented. Yeah, I think we've got everything done.
Cool. Well, thank you, Chris Walsh.
Thank you, Brendan Way.
It's been simple as ABD for Talking Tosh. Bye.
Horribly dirty, but